Frank's extraordinary production of 1776 is going to open the new season at ACT in San Francisco. He just flew in on Saturday, where he was treated like the star and icon he is by the city of San Francisco. I've already had phone calls about how amazing he was and how our production is being so highly anticipated in the city of San Francisco. It's a pleasure to have you back home, Matt.
Thank you.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Welcome to your creative family. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Maybe we can talk a little bit about that excursion. I have a few. Should I try to move this closer? Well, I prefer not, but it probably, you're used to hearing the amplified voice, right? So I have just a few prepared remarks, brief, just brief, but a few thoughts I wanted to share with you, and then, you know, we could have conversation for a little while. You're at the end of a long morning. How are you? Are you fine? You're unanimous. So that's pretty great. So bear with me. I have a prepared text because these are important occasions, and I don't trust myself unless I prepare. You know, the theater of Dionysus at the foot of the Acropolis in Athens is said to be the birthplace of Western drama. You've been there probably, haven't you? The theater of Dionysus in Greece. High above the semicircular arena stands the Parthenon, the temple of Athena herself. At the end of each cycle of plays, the audience would climb up the steep stone steps, enter the gorgeously painted temple, no doubt marveling at the building's mysteriously perfect proportions, and pay homage to the goddess and protector who gave the great city her name. Each citizen a full participant in the life story of the community. Each spectator bound up in a narrative of shared beliefs and ideals. The tragedies and comedies embodied in that ancient arena established rules of conduct and posited a moral order. The essential taboos of society are reaffirmed, and the existential questions are raised. Why are we here? Who gave us life? What darkness in me seeks to destroy my own father? How could I have dreamt of sleeping with my own mother? It's good, I think, to reflect upon and speculate about these ancient sources for rituals we still perform. It's good to look again at fundamentals, good to ask again some basic questions, good to excavate meaning from under layers and layers of routine and habit. Habit, Samuel Beckett said, is the great deadener. Sometimes we forget why we go. But when theater is great, when it really moves us, we remember. We remember why we go. We remember what it is to feel. We recall the giddy pleasure of shared laughter and collective awe. Our beautiful Asolo theaters are not nestled at the foot of an acropolis, but they are placed in the gardens that surround a temple of art. We may not climb steps to worship the golden figure of the goddess Athena, but we take the fragrant garden air in the shadow of the colossal figure of the godlike David. A copy of Michelangelo's masterpiece, the protector of the city of Florence, and the icon of the city of Sarasota. This figure of the Old Testament hero, with its superb equilibrium, is a vision of human perfection. Perhaps this is the aspiration of all great art. Hamlet said, "What a piece of work is man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form, in moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust?" Of Michelangelo's quintessence of dust, one critic has said, "Muscles ripple and veins bulge beneath his skin, as if his were a lion's body, anticipating danger. His turned head suggests watchfulness. A sling is casually draped across his shoulders, ready to be used, but there is no head of Goliath, no stone, and no sword. The absence of these attributes deprives the figure of narrative specificity and gives it an aura of timelessness. The David is a personification of moral and physical force. How apt that it was chosen to appear in outline on the flag of our city. Sarasota, a nexus of creativity, a paradisal garden, abloom with art, alive with music and dance, and charged with the passion of live theater, theater that provides what Shakespeare called great reckonings in little rooms. I mean, no facile comparison between ancient Athens and modern Sarasota, but I wish to suggest that our devotion to a living theater here is deep, and that it springs from a desire to experience other lives more dangerously tangled even than ours. Like the citizens of ancient Athens, we want to attend a live virtuoso performance in a beautiful space. We want to witness the living ritual of enactment. We want to engage our reason and our heart. We want to see the moral dilemma enacted, and we want to be the judge. If we are offended by something and decide to leave, our exit is a public act. We want people to know where we stand. When we stand and cheer together, our private approbation of the performance is willingly shared. Film, no matter how vivid, no matter how sprung into 3D, no matter how digitized and ravishingly colorized, film remains a postcard from somewhere else, a recording of something remote and already in the can. We are seduced in the dark by the magic of film, but we are not really there. When we attend a live performance, we share the dangerous risk of presence. We are in the now. And we are as uncertain of the outcome as we are at a ball game. Or when we gaze at an infinitely blue sky and watch a man unthinkably high above us carry a silver reed and step out onto thin air. The American poet E.E. Cummings famously once said, "Damn everything but the circus." Sarasota waves its proud flag with the figure of the David high above the Asolo and the big top, the ballpark, the opera house, the track, the ballet, the lakes, the gardens, and the bay. Sometimes as we grow older, we ache that the world is so beautiful, so ample, and so mysterious. Wallace Stevens, the American poet, said, "Death is the mother of beauty." And by that, I think he meant that it's the end that tells back over the whole. The rose's bloom fades. We marvel at the summer bough and the winter branch. And like Ferdinand in Shakespeare's Tempest, we are melancholy when the show is over. But Prospero's advice to Ferdinand is comfort to us all. Don't despair, he says. Our revels now are ended. These, our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit, shall dissolve, and leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. And our little life is rounded with a sleep. Your investment, you in this room, this body, this group of citizens, your investment in the Asolo, materially and spiritually, is a gift to this great city. Your guardianship of this cultural treasure, like the watchfulness of the immortal figure of the David, keeps us out of harm's way. You are the trustees of intelligent discourse and living art. You make it possible for our community to dream. Thank you for all you do. Sweet dreams, Sarasota. there's a little time remaining in case there's anything you'd like to add or discuss or ask. We did have a great time in San Francisco. We have to replace 15 actors in the production of 1776. We had a long, grueling day, but thanks to the staff out there who had preliminary audition for days and weeks, we saw a very elite pool of really superb artists, musical and acting wise. So I'm very, very excited. I know some of you are planning to maybe come out and see us. So that'd be great. I think it's wonderful for the theater that we're going to be out there. And they are fanfaring our arrival with tremendous enthusiasm. And it's all about the Asolo bringing its production to San Francisco. They're not pretending that, you know, this is something that they're originating. They really are visibly partnering with us, which I thought was, you know, really terrific. Yes, Linda?
I just wanted to tell you all that there is going to be an Asolo tour going out for the show in ACT. So, and this is going to be roughly around the 20th of September. And we may go out a little before, a little after. There are going to be other activities, but the heart and soul of it is to go out and revisit the beloved production of 1776. So put it on your calendar.
Anything else? Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for all of your passion and commitment and your hard work today. And see you around the campus.